Hello, welcome. It is me, Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. Welcome to another episode of Zodiac Reads, books aligned with the stars. We are in Aries season as I am filming this, but don't worry, you don't have to be in Aries season to watch this or to enjoy this book video. Here we connect books with astrology because I am a professional astrologer and I love to read. Now, through my lessons of astrology, I find that you may not know everyone and you may not have every client that the point is that if you want to learn astrology, I find that you don't just have to know people and know their intimate thoughts. You can also read their intimate thoughts through books, and then that can help you understand astrology as well. We talked about a lot of themes within Aries so far, and there's so many other things to talk about, like competition. I feel like I haven't really stepped into the competing energy of Aries within fiction or nonfiction, but there is that. We have talked about starting a new journey. We talked about competition in a way of conflict and war. And today we are talking about romance because I love romance. And how do you have Aries in love? Well, we're going to get into that in this video. So let's get started.
3, 2, 1.
I love you.
If Aries was a love story, it would start with a spark, then turn into a wildfire, and it would never apologize for burning too brightly. This video is the ultimate Aries romance guide. We got bold moves, we got intense feelings, stories that scream, I want what I want and I want it now. Whether you are falling hard or blazing in a new trail of love, these books are very fiery for the heart. Also, Aries is the first of the zodiac, right? So not only are we going to talk about romance in this video, but we're also going to talk about new beginnings, bold action, initiation, and independence. And it kicks off this brand new astrological year. So what's perfect for also discussing new releases. You're talking about new voices, new stories, and daring narratives. All that is going to happen within this video. Well, first we'll talk about the astrology, then we'll get into the books. So if you know anything, if you haven't learned anything already, Aries again is about fresh starts. So that means new books, new worlds. Aries thrives off of exploring new territory. There's fearless storytelling, some strong voices, some bold characters. We also could initiate new chapters in our lives, or maybe even the next chapter, and a lot of impulsivity. Right? And you can have impulsive buys, which I'm hoping I can regulate because Venus is retrograding in Aries and it took everything in me not to take you and this camera to the bookstore and spontaneously buy books when I know I should be saving money. So this is a work in process here. We're not being impulsive. I'm really working on this. So let's talk about some new releases that I will recommend that is fitting for Aries season, but is also exciting because it's new and it's impulsive. It may be starting the next chapter or starting a new story. So how can I even start off with not addressing one of the big books of this year that opened up the year for us, the calendar year, that is. And it is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. This is number 3 of the books. I've already read 1 and 2. I haven't even read this one. This is great for Aries season because you're talking about bold, you're talking about conflicts, you're talking about war, all that. It is fantasy, but there is some major Aries energy, dinosaurs, fearless feminine energy as well. But a new release of this year. If you haven't heard about this, you've been living in a rock. But yes, this is a big one already released. Oh, actually, I want to first do some honorable mentions before we even get started. These are books that I got from my local library, and I felt like they're so fitting for Aries without me even knowing the synopsis. We have The Sky on Fire. Oh my gosh, how fitting is this book for Aries? Anne of Rod lives only for survival, forging her own way through a harsh jungle of the deep with her Titan Drake by her side, even when an adventuring party saves her from capture by a local warlord. She is eager to return to her solitary life, but this isn't no ordinary rescue. It looks like it's a fantasy, and there's some dragons involved. But the title alone is the perfect Aries season. Oh look, and there is a dragon in the back there. Let me know if you read any of these books. Another one that is perfect for Aries is Red London. Now, the color Aries is red. I'll probably throw up some people who have some strong Aries placements and are known for red, right? Anyway, so this is Red London. And let's see, she also wrote Red Widow. Very interesting. She loves the color red. I wonder if she's an Aries or has a Venus in Aries. And The Hunger. After her role in taking down a well-placed mole inside the CIA, Agent Lindsay Duncan arrives in London fully focused on her newest Russian asset, deadly war criminal, that is until her M16 counterpart Davis personally calls her for help. Red London is a sharp, nuanced story ripped from today's headline, A Career in National Security. It's a rare spy novel written by an insider that, wow, she used to be a spy. Very interesting, but the title alone, Aries. You guys, I think I read this book. I'm not sure. This is called Razor Blade Tears, a novel. I want you to understand just from the title, we have Aries because Aries does represent sharp objects, which is also a book. Randolph has been out of jail for 15 years, but a black man with cops at his door knows to be afraid. The last thing he expects to hear is that his son Isaiah has been murdered, along with Isaiah's white husband, Derek. Ike had never fully expected his son, but is devastated by his loss. Derek's father, Buddy Lee, was almost as ashamed of Derek for being gay. Ooh. As Derek was ashamed of his father's criminal record, Buddy Lee still has contact in the underworld and he wants to know who killed his boy. I think I read this, you guys. I have to see. I don't think it's on my Goodreads. Doesn't seem much like Aries, but I think Buddy is really brave and daring. So that is very Aries energy. It's giving more, I definitely read Blacktop Wasteland. That's another book he wrote. But definitely giving us Pluto energy with solving a murder and secret relationships and things like that. But another book that I got based off the title alone is by Alex Danyell, and it's called Bloodlines. Now, I don't know what this is about, but blood, very Aries if you didn't know. And also bloodlines could sometimes be ancestry, so this could be Cancer or representing Cancer. From New York Times bestselling author, Bloodlines features the return of special agents Brody and Taylor, who are on the hunt for a cold-blooded murder of one of their following agents. So if you didn't know, Mars is the ruler of Aries, and traditionally Mars is also the ruler of Scorpio. So sometimes they go hand in hand, and Scorpio is all about finding a mystery, but Mars is still the traditional ruler of it. So here we have another mystery. Let me know again if you read this book. New York Times bestselling authors. Doesn't say this is a New York Times bestseller, but we shall see. I'm not sure if yeah, I did that one. So those are the honorable mentions of this video this week, and I have a lot of books on my Kindle actually. Let me go get them. Oh my gosh, I don't have on my reading glasses. Can I even see? Let's see what we have on the Kindle, because I have Kindle Unlimited. And I pulled some books that represents Aries. The Games God Play. We have this book because, and it's book 1. This book I pulled because this looks like it's a competition, a little bit like the Hunger Games, and this is perfect for Aries because Aries loves a competition because it wants to win and wants to be first. First time ever, the ruthless mercurial king of the underworld has entered the crucible, the deadly contest the gods hold to determine a new ruler to sit on the throne of Olympus. So it's definitely a competition. Looks like it has some Greek god themes in them as well. That could be a little bit more Pisces, but we're talking about Aries and Pisces together. Another book we have is The Grace Year. No one speaks of the Grace Year. It's forbidden. Survive the year. In Garner County, girls are told they have the power to lure grown men from their beds to drive women mad with jealousy. They believe their very skin emits a powerful aphrodisiac, the potent essence of youth of a girl on the edge of womanhood. That's why they banish for their 16th year to release their magic into the wild so they can return purified and ready for marriage, but not all of them will make it home alive. 16-year-old Tarini, I know that's her name, dreams of a better life, a society that doesn't pit friends against friends or women against women, but as her own grace year draws near, she quickly realizes that it's not just the brutal elements that they fear, it's not even the poachers in the woods, Men who are waiting for a chance to grab one of the girls in order to make a fortune on the black market, their greatest threat may very well be each other. This is competitions with prose and gritty realism. The Great Seer examines the complex and sometimes twisty relationships between girls, the women. This is, it's feminine energy. I'm not sure if it's a competition, but for some reason I have this under Aries. I haven't read anything on it, but it's like there has to be some type of boldness and courageousness, being courageous on your own, even though we are dealing with relationships and we are dealing with femininity. Now, it could represent females. Mars is more masculine energy. At the same time, there's something with power here. I haven't read the book. Let me know if this is fitting to Aries, but I remember whoever gave the book review on this, it made me put this under Aries, but love the cover. It's like one of my favorite colors, so love that. Next book we have is The King of Wrath. Now, anytime I think of king, I do think of Leo energy, but she's the wife he never wanted and the weakness he never saw coming. Ruthless, meticulous, and arrogant. Dante thrives on control both personally and professionally. The billionaire CEO never planned to marry until the threat of blackmail. Blackmail is usually that Scorpio energy there, or maybe even Pisces, forces him into engagement with a woman he barely knows, Vivian Jury Harris, and a daughter of his newest enemy. It doesn't matter how beautiful or charming she is, he'll do everything in his power to destroy the evidence in their betrothal. I can't say the word, but betrothal. There's only one problem. Now that he has her, he can't bring himself to let her go. He falls in love. Ooh. Marrying a blue-blooded Russo means opening doors that would otherwise remain closed. Oh, so I wonder if this is a passionate one here. This might be dealing with passion, which we are talking about this week. So it's called Kings of Sin, Book 1. There is this red ring on here too. Okay, last book we have from Kindle Unlimited is called Beneath a Scarlet Sky. Now, I've only picked this because we are talking about scarlet and we are talking about red here, okay? But it's based on a true story of a forgotten hero. The heroes of the zodiac are Aries, okay? Pino Leia wants nothing to do with the war or the Nazis. He's a normal Italian teenager obsessed with music, food, and girls, but his days of innocence are numbered when his family home in Milan is destroyed by Allied bombs. Pino joins the Underground Railroad, helping escape over the Alps, and falls for Anna, a beautiful widow, 6 years his senior. So this is dealing about war. This one is perfect for Aries season, and he falls in love. And those last two books are very fitting for Aries. You can get them on Kindle Unlimited. I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but I did purchase Sharp Objects. That is on my Kindle. This was a DNF for me, and I want to finish it. So there is that, just based on the title alone that we are dealing with Aries. So now let's talk about new releases now that we understand what Aries represents. And now another new release that happened this year is The Sunrise of the Reaping by Suzanne Collins in its Hunger Games series. I have all the books. I don't own that one, so I will be purchasing that one. I forgot the series though, because when I watched the movie, I was like, Hunter, did you burn something? Is it off the oven? Is everything off? Something smells burnt. Something is 100% burnt. Okay, so I keep mentioning this book, and I need to reread the last book, and then I need to watch the other videos to remember Hunger Games. I bought Hunger Games when it first got released, and yeah, it's been that long, okay? Never looked back. Did enjoy the series. It was like the first time I was reading more of a dystopian kind of world. And Mars was retrograding in Cancer, I think, when this book came out. And Mars is in Cancer, so I think that is fitting. Cancer represents the past. Mars, again, is the ruler of Aries, so it's okay if we talk about both of those in that book. But this book is about a competition, and it is very Aries energy. Now, the next one we have that came out this year is Rebel Witch by Christian. And this book is actually the second book of Crimson Moth. The first book I have, and I haven't read it, so I can't get this second book. So I read the first book from the book tube and from the book world is that this is very Aries energy. It's dealing with rebellion and power and independence. There is magical energy in it, so it's very Pisces as well. If you're into fantasy, then you do have that. There's so many books being released this year. I've just mentioned the ones that are already released because if you are being impulsive while watching this, if you're an Aries or if Aries rising or something, you're just impulsive, then I want to give you the books that were already out right now that are newly released. Go ahead and tell me if you read those already, because an Aries energy would have already read these books. Okay. Now let's talk about Aries in love. Now Aries in love is very bold, right? It's very spontaneous, meaning it's very impulsive. It's going to move fast. It's not scared to take the first step. It's going to be very direct in their feelings. It's not going to beat around a bush. Also, there's passion, there's intensity, a little spice when you have those spicy scenes. Very courageous in their pursuit. It's not like they are clingy, because Aries energy likes to be not afraid to be on its own. They're very direct and honest, Aries, and loves the adventure of love, and sometimes acting on immediate feelings, overthinking anything. Okay, they could be protective of their loved ones too. If you know anyone who is like an Aries moon, very protective over their kiddos. They are not afraid to take the first step. They're all in love. There's passion in love. They're courageous with the pursuit. They go after whatever they love relentlessly. All in love. We have A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Now this book just finished as of yesterday, and so many people talk about this book. Okay. Very, very Aries energy when you're talking about love and when you're talking about the main character. We'll talk about the review of the book another time. This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan, and it's Soledad. This is the book here, protective of her kids. And I just actually started reading this last night after I finished the other book. So far, easy read, get into the review because I have my opinions. Read that standalone. There is a part 1, but you can read it on its own. Another book that I have is The Favorites, and I know that they're supposed to be very passionate here. This is supposed to be like some passion, and also too, what I know about them is that they're athletes. So I also thought that this was really good to this genre, this category of Aries. A lot of people talk about this book. I don't know if they say they like it or don't like it. So we will see, but I know that they're Olympians. That's very Aries energy. I don't know if they're ice skaters. I don't know if they skate together and they like each other, but we'll see. So that is what we have for Aries as far as love, you guys. I hope you enjoy. Now, I wonder if you love like Aries. If you do, why don't you be impulsive and thumbs up this video? And Aries energy is all about following your heart. It's all about chasing what sets your soul on fire, taking bold action, just like joining my newsletter. And if you feel like you relate to this, you're learning things about astrology, you are relating to being like the first in love, or you're in love with Aries and all this energy explains that, and you're like, I want to know more. There's several things you can do. 1, you can join my newsletter. It is free, and I give you weekly Astro insights about astrology. 2, you can join my Astro Tarot Club. I get really more involved. We do some chart readings. I do some tarot readings, daily readings. It gets deeper. We go deeper dives there. Or lastly, you can purchase my ebook, because we are talking about books, and if you want to break down your own natal chart to really know about you, you can. So that would be great. But I just want to tell you before we even close out this video, the main thing about Aries that you need to know is that they move fast. They are about the first in love, and quickly as they move fast, they quickly get over things too. So let me know if you know any books where people fall in love fast and then they quickly, you know what, I'm over it, I'm on to the next one. That would be the perfect Aries energy, especially like that Mars in Aries, or like a Venus in Aries. Just because you're Aries doesn't mean that you can't be committed. Trust me, it all involves the placement and all the other, the vibe in the sky when you were born. That snapshot of when you're born at the time. Doesn't mean because you have one planet in Aries that you embody all this energy, but you can relate. You're probably really competitive when it comes to love. And Aries isn't just a chapter, it's a launch pad. Releasing a book under the sky means stepping into the spotlight and courage, and there's convictions. And these books don't really tiptoe. These books are about the heart, the heat, very heroic kind of energy. It's about taking risk. It's about owning who you are, breaking free from the past, embracing the wild unknown. So dive in. Let me know if you're going to read any of these books books, please let me know what you rate them. I am going to put, as I put these books up, the rating and maybe what Goodreads says or Fable and let you know. And I have to commit to one of these library books. And I don't know which one. They all seem very interesting. We'll see, and I'm going to commit to a Kindle book, and we'll continue. But I definitely have physical books that I can finish too. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.